Hal Palmer our invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the heat because it warms us up. We thank you for the air conditioning because it cools you down. And the days in between, which are very, very pleasant. We thank you for all the things that you've blessed us with. And thank you for the wind adjustment with that potential assassin. Lord, we just can't have that in this country. Dear Lord, we would bless the projects that we do and bless this food to our bodies. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And Katie for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And our past president, Cheryl, for our anthem.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrims ride, from every mountain side, let freedom ring.
Okay. We're heading back there to the back for introduction of guests.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. We do have one guest, and we'll let you introduce him later. He's our guest speaker. Thanks.
And what about a sunshine report?
It is sunshine.
Sunshine's out.
It's sunny. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, there is no sunshine report today.
Okay.
Walt is doing better and is at home.
Oh, good.
I guess Greg has something.
Yes.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions. I was on the phone with Mike and Anita Boland Wednesday last week, or Thursday or Friday. Anita had a heart attack, but she's okay. She had the stent done, and I talked to her, and she said she's feeling a whole lot better. But I just want everybody to know.
Oh. Yes.
Marnie said that she might bring Ken today if he
Oh,
got
okay.
done with therapy.
Okay. Well, we might see a visit from the Boteros if they're able to make it today. So we're just rolling right along. Why don't we just move on to the Happy Bucks?
Okay, here you go.
Steve, did you want an award? Steve, did you want an award? Did you?
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests.
Sounds good.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll start all over real quick. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, and the Happy Bucks, because wife and I got to spend Sunday with our great-grandson. We really enjoyed it very much.
Good. Next, who has that? Who's gonna walk real well? Oh, Pastor Mark Helsh.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, here's the collection packet. First, a reminder dollar. Today is National Ice Cream Day. So if you have a chance, calories don't count today, go out and enjoy some ice cream. Sure, since I'm having to drive you afterwards, apparently. Last week you only forgot your wallet, this week you forgot your car. I don't know, John. You better be working on some of that forgetfulness stuff. The second dollar is, I'm just very happy for my Lions family. It's, especially during difficult times, it's a good reminder that how important this is. And it ties into the quote of the day, which will be my final amount here. It's a Swedish proverb: shared joy is a double joy, shared sorrow is half a sorrow.
Well, thank you. Okay, moving right along here to Pass Zone Chair Terry Woodruff.
Yeah, King Lion, Gary Ann, fellow Lions, and guests, got a couple of happy dollars. I had a couple of birthdays in my family. Last week, my granddaughter turned 8 on the 11th, and tomorrow, actually it's Thursday, my older brother turns 82, I think.
Oh, wow.
So, at least he's older than me, that's the good thing.
Yes, it always will be.
It's not twice, he must be right there with it.
John.
Thank you, Kale, Mr. Mayor. And Mary Penny. Hey, now then, James Bond. President Carrie Ann, off the phone. Fellow Lions and guests.
Okay.
I got mine put down just in time.
Everybody here can believe it or not, but I'm very happy that my retarded friend, Lion John Sarian, is back.
Yes.
That's District Governor Marilyn. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. I had to write this down because I wanted to remember. Yes, Lion family is very important, Mark. And Steve and I have the pleasure of being extended along the Pioneer Lions. We have a past district governor group, and there was about 8 of us that attended Camp Leo yesterday. And along with that, our daughter came along and volunteered as well. So we made what would be a s'more to most of us. It's called schmunchies. And it meets the requirements for a lower glycemic, is that how I should be saying that? A lower sugar content. Yeah, so, but it was a great teamwork, and we got lunch afterwards at past District Governor Emerson's backyard, which is a museum to go see. And the second, let's see, that's at least enough for 2, isn't it? We also have the honor to go help celebrate Camas Lions on Thursday night, which means we can't work the lake. I'm so sorry. They even put us to work. We're doing a mini memorial service for their first Lion president. They're celebrating 85 years, so we're excited about that. Oh, okay. Lion. Bob Piper. Stand, please.
Hey, Bob.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests. First of all, Carrie, my sister was 83 last week. Other than that, I want to thank everybody that showed up last Thursday, and you're forgiven for not being able to come this Thursday for once. Other than that, that's all I got to say. Well, the fair's next week, so plan on a lot of hard. The weather's looking really pretty nice for the fair. Mid-70s so far.
Edit that out. Okay. Oh, I am so sorry. I'm Teresa. Just get you out of there.
In the one-upmanship department, my brother-in-law, Roger Richard, was 89 on Sundays. He's doing okay, but I haven't heard from him this week, so prayers for him.
Great, thank you. Okay. Lion Greg.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, this is just an observation dollar. If Steve Patterson had one of those smudgies, would that be a smudgie for a Smurf? And the other part of this dollar is for the 3 Johns sitting at the same table. Peggy just reminded me that she put a card out for Anita Bolin. So we can send that to her. Thank you.
Oh, no, not Palmer. All right. ECC Palmer. Yes. Now walk away.
Honorable Tail Twisters President Carrie Ann, Katie's mom, fellow Lions and guests. Here's a happy $5. The first one, my brother's gone to Alaska. My second one, my brother's gone to Alaska. My third one, my brother's gone to Alaska. My fourth one, my brother's gone to Alaska. And my fifth one is, it is great to be here with you all today.
When your brother's gone to Alaska.
Oh, well, hello. I'm George Rader. You have some money for me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Put $1 in there just for hopeful for national unity when we have a serious thing like a attempted assassination. Hopefully we'll pull together and not divide. Explore our water. John, did you know? I'm pretty sure it was a glass of water. But at my age, you can't be sure. A happy buck for my son and his family. 2-week visit from Kansas City. Wonderful to have him. My grandson's 11, and that's a wonderful age for a grandson. Sad buck I left this morning at 7 a.m. and the last buck is kind of a relief buck.
Okay, Lion City, I'm working on it. Working on it. There we go.
President Mary Ann, fellow Lions and guests. This dollar, God willing, I'm going to go see my mom a week from today, so I won't be here next Tuesday.
Yay!
This one, I'm clearing my name because I won't be here at the fair, Mr. Bob. And that's a sad dollar, because I really like it. And this is a happy dollar because the boss showed up and said, "Are we going to Lions?" And I said, "You're not." I was in the office.
Oh, he's standing guard, okay. I believe Lion Area, Team Lion Area, we are, oh, did I just break? I just screwed. Sorry, I'm not done.
Just want to see you run.
You didn't miss much.
Sorry, Lion Rick.
King Lion,
Yeah.
Carrie Ann.
Fellow Lions.
Fellow Lions and guests. I'd like to thank Bob, hey Bob, for fixing the trailer so that we don't have to get a socket out there to kind of raise it up and lower it down, do all that fun stuff, so.
He fixed it? Okay, okay, that is all.
Okay,
One thing fixed.
righty. Well,
Checking your phone?
let's pass the mic on to Larry so he can introduce our speaker.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions guests, my pleasure to introduce it to you again. Ian Thompson, he's spoken to us once before, I believe. He's going to be updating us on what's going on with the gardens.
I don't know who to, if we could get like one of these to every table.
Okay, yep.
Carrie Ann, thank you.
Okay.
Magic.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm really grateful to be here. Really grateful for the way that this club has helped this program be successful in the community. And, you know, as we're kind of thinking about this thing that's happening, just recognizing that this is a thing that a lot of communities don't have, and that we have other folks from other communities coming to Longview and Kelso to see how we're having this kind of success. And we always tell them that, you know, it's the community that makes it happen. So I'm really excited to get to share with you about, I'm pointing there. So some of you already know this story. Like 22 years ago, a Kaiser physician, Leanne Geekus, her daughter was going to North Lake Elementary. Chuck Berquist was the principal, and the parents and some teachers put this little garden together. And for a number of years, that was the only game in town. And then Columbia Heights asked for help, and then shortly after, a couple more schools asked for help, and the group of volunteers that was doing this thing realized, I guess we should start a nonprofit. We didn't know what that was at the time. I have a construction background, so there was not a ton of knowledge. It was a steep learning curve. But anyway, so we formed that in 2010, and now we just have hit the milestone where we're in every elementary, middle school in Longview and Kelsey School District. So kids move around a lot, and yeah, thank you. So wherever these kids go to school, they're having this experience. And we run into kids all the time that by the time they're in 5th grade, they've been in 4 different schools. Especially at a lower income level, it's hard to keep a place to live. That's a real struggle. And so it's been neat to be able to welcome those kids at the next school. They're like, oh, I know you, and I know the sunflower, and I know rosemary, and I know lavender, I know these plants. I kind of see that same thing, so that's cool. So this is North Lake, and over here on the left corner, that little square, that was the original garden. And then at one point, we were looking out at this big field that just had a maple tree in it, and said, we said, can we plant some fruit trees out there? And the principal said yes, so that's now a couple years ago still. So those trees have still gotten bigger, but there's 80 fruit trees and then a ton of other fruiting plants growing under. And so this group was there a couple times, did a work party there in the fall with the international president, right? And then a cool plaque. And then again, and we got a cool plaque and a cool bench, yeah. So this is kind of our headquarters. We have one of these little classrooms, portable buildings. We're in one of those classrooms, so that's an office for 8 people, stores all of our cooking equipment and seeds, and so we don't really have a place of our own. We're kind of squatters, kind of nomadic, but that's where we keep 4 trucks and 5 trailers and all the plants and everything, and from there we go out and help the other gardens. And yeah, just because this misconception is out there a lot of times, we're not the school district. The school district is, giving a little bit of money, but it's less than 5% of our budget. And so we're at the public schools, but it's a community nonprofit. It's a regular nonprofit. And so we've got to beg and fundraise and write grants and all that to kind of keep the thing going. So yeah, just a little bit about why they're messy and they're a lot of work. So why would we go to all the work to do this? And one thing, kids are working hard outside, not on a screen, using tools, doing that real stuff. This is St. Helens Elementary. These kids are looking for, real dirt, real nature. A lot of these kids don't have a backyard. When they go to school or when they go to a park, that's about it. There's plastic play equipment that's bolted down, no way to, 6 years every day, same playground, no way to creatively move things around. So kids are pretty excited when they get into this living place and get to learn, real skills, use tools, build their gardens, maintain their gardens. We move a lot of wood chips from the city, and kids help do all that stuff. And they get to use tools and help build the gardens. That was Huntington 11 years ago. Yeah, and that's a nice garden if you haven't seen it recently. And then another thing is just the way that school is set up is really hard for a lot of kids to learn. Sitting at a desk, looking at the papers, learning things kind of in an abstract way when kids are really wired to do the hands-on thing, doing what kids do, which is put their hands on the thing, tear things apart, put things in their mouth, really interact with the world. And really there's things to discover out there in nature, right? And we don't know what we're going to find every day. And kids find things that we, the adults, say, I have no idea what that thing is. I don't know what those bugs are doing. You know, it's a big mystery, a lot of it. But they forget that they're in school and they're just excited to learn. They're asking questions. And they're so good at finding things. Just this, I don't know, a number of months ago, this garden is mostly wood chips, so brown wood chips, and somehow this kid found a praying mantis that was the exact same color as wood chips, you know. I feel like an adult couldn't have done that, but these kids are really good at that stuff. And they learn that bees, you know, are not, we shouldn't be scared of bees. Bees are our friends. We need the bees. And we, you know, can teach any subject out there. And then there's just opportunities to do creative things out there. You know, these kids at Huntington after school club, they wanted to make this bean lodge, so we harvested some trees and they stripped the bark off, and they had a government with the Society of the Bean Lodge and president and, you know, officers, and one of the big projects was hand mixing all the paint colors and then what order are we going to do the paint. I mean, it was this whole thing, multi-week thing. But it was just kids, you know, being kids and getting the chance to do that stuff. And then this is a really big deal. And for a lot of us, you know, especially from another generation, it's hard to really remember how out of touch young people can be with what food is and where food comes from. They really have not seen food grow. A lot of kids come from homes, and even their grandparents, you know, a couple of generations where people don't cook food, so they haven't seen people take ingredients and chop it up with a knife and stir it in a pan, and that's food. They have not seen that. That sounds really crazy, and it's pretty sad. And if that's what's going on at home, right, they're just sort of heating things or instant things or corner store or whatever, and then they go to school, in public school, Longview schools right now, elementary schools. That food is put together in a central kitchen, sort of assembled in plastic packets or packages. The kids eat at their desk, they open a plastic package, plastic fork, goes in the garbage. They see that every day, and then if they go home and see the same thing, they're just not getting it. And so it blows their minds when they're like, wait, you could eat that plant? That is weird. Who would eat a plant, right? That is weird. You're saying it's safe? I just eat that thing right off the plant, really? So that's funny, but also pretty sad, right? But when it happens, they are so excited about food in a way that it's not happening otherwise. You know, we've all heard you should eat more fruits and vegetables. Has everybody heard that once or twice? Yeah. These kids have heard that. That's not moving the needle. But what happens when they're out there, you know, that looks like radish flowers, right? You never see a radish flower in the store. You forget to harvest your radishes and they go to flower, and now the root will break your teeth, but you can eat the flowers. And, you know, these kids don't try new things at home maybe, but they're excited to do that. And just get excited about, you know, real food, food that's in season, that sort of thing. Yeah. So many times kids look at a potato, they're like, I would never eat that thing. No way. I'm like, have you ever heard of French fries? Yeah. And guess what? And even, you know, herbs, you know, we're just smelling herbs and people, they smell like thyme or oregano. And I'm like, you have eaten that plant a lot of times. What? Yeah, pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, you know, you have eaten that plant. So just getting to know that stuff. And learning to cook is part of that. Asparagus is a good one.
The pizza you guys give away.
I know, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, that started out as something we were doing with kids. We've got these little portable pizza ovens, and, you know, last day of garden day, we do these special pizzas, and then somehow we got signed up to do it at the lake, and now we do Squirrel Fest and a couple other things. So that's kind of what we've been thinking about for, you know, why the gardens are important. And over the last number of years, but maybe especially like in the last 4 years, just really thinking about the social emotional side of things, and that nature really helps you feel better. And it's a way to sort of manage stress and anxiety, and just a tool that, you know, people can have and should have access to be able to go into nature, put your hands in the dirt, smell some lavender, you know, do something physical. And we see, you know, teachers, paraeducators, people from Core Health who are stationed at the schools working with kids who are, you know, unhoused or live in a community house or whatever. You know, the kids are having a bad day in the classroom, and then they take them out to the garden and then, you know, do a couple things, and they have a way better day when they go back. So that's something we're being more intentional about. This is St. Helens. Those kids built that garden. They moved. This is on recess, and they, you know, these kids are choosing recess to move a pile of gravel, and they were mad when the pile was gone. Get us some more rock. And now those kids, you know, well, they're probably in college now, but you know, those kids as they're teenagers, they're looking out for the gardens. So we have a little bit of vandalism here and there, but really, I feel like one of the reasons we don't is because those kids are and those families are looking out for the gardens. So that's that same school, some years later. And you see they're not just like a veggie patch, right? It's not just a two-dimensional. There's trees and grape arbors and all that stuff. It's one of our newest ones at Wallace in Kelso. And they rebuilt that school a couple of years ago, so we finally got to put one in. Including some containers. This was summer school, so summer school kids built that garden. J.H. Kelly built that shed. Kids are turning in a cover crop. 5th graders planting fruit trees. Learning how to use a hand lens. That's not how you do it, but they learn. And then this is our newest project. We thought number 20, this is going to be easy. So brand new school at Lexington. You know, they left us a flat area, and then we came to look at it in November, and it's right behind that metal box thing. And so we had to. It's taken a couple years, really, but we brought in like 400 yards, like 35 dump trucks, and basically built an island. And then had to put rock and fabric around to keep it from washing away. And then, yeah, the soil was terrible, mostly pickaxes to get the bed started. Our friends at Jamie's Environmental moved the shed from Beacon Hill, school that closed. And now it's a happy garden. Yeah.
Trees.
Yeah. And this is a project we did at Barnes. This is summer kids helping dig the foundation for this pavilion. Something we'd like to have in every garden, you know, a place where a classroom can get out of the rain. These are some of our friends that came to help out. I don't know. But this, what was her name, the president?
Dr. Patty Hill.
Dr. Patty, she's so cool. She like jumped right in, and yeah. So this has been really great. We really appreciate the partnership, and you know, like we're 6 staff for 20 gardens, so there's a lot of community volunteers and a lot of kids that help, but kids can't do it all themselves. And when groups, you know, a group of motivated adults comes in for a couple hours, it's a game changer. So that whole area that you guys did in whenever that was, it's really helped. We got a plaque. I don't have a picture of the bench that you folks did, but you know, everybody knows that story. You recycled how many tons?
1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds of plastic and got this beautiful bench. So that's getting used a lot. That's wonderful. And this is not a great picture. It doesn't do him justice. But probably you all know the Shining Light of your club.
Best side of him.
So this is the only day that he loaded wheelbarrows for us. But he was loading like 5 at a time. But the big deal is that we use a ton of wood chips for our gardens from the city of Longview, but they only deliver to Longview. They won't go to Kelso, and we can't get them into places like Monticello and Met Valley and stuff. So to do that, we have to get chips in a trailer. And so Rick lives across the street, and we just call or text Rick, and he comes across and loads our trailers, and that's, I don't know how many times, 40 times a year or something like that? Plenty, a lot.
More than once.
10 in the last couple of weeks. So, we think, what would we be doing without Rick? Loading our trailers to take to all these gardens. So it's been a big deal, so we really appreciate you guys. We do a lot of things. We down there, waste food distribution is something we're doing. Out on your tables, there's a schedule, so every garden is open 1 day a week. So I just came from Catlin, which was 9 to 11. Today was also St. Helens, 9 to 11. And Barnes was also there, yeah. Rice Droppers, some other Lions, Pat Rice-Struffer is our board president. She and Bob kind of manage the Barnes Garden, kind of superheroes. If you know them, you know that's true. And so elementary schools, kids come out with their teacher. Middle schools, it's a club, an elective club. So kids will come out, same group of kids, and they get to do kind of deep projects and cooking every week. One group will do a project, somebody's doing the gardening, and then another group is cooking the food for the rest. And then we get together and eat food and have discussions, and that's a really special program. Those are a long
Chilies?
Sweet pepper, yeah.
Okay. Looks like bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, you're mine.
Making salsa. I was just in the health department getting the permit, and that picture's on the wall at the health department. It's kind of cool. And then we're kind of strapped staff-wise, and we're having a hard time pulling these off. These are on pause right now, sadly. This is a 4-week class where kids get to, read labels, build kitchen skills, cook food, and then sit down and have a family-style meal together. Again, something a lot of kids have not done. Passing the salt and pepper together, forks on the left, all that stuff. They've not had any exposure to that. And then, this is summer. So right here, this little structure on the left, that's a farm stand. I don't know if you've seen, there's like 5 of them around town. So that's what's happening with all the extra produce right now. People show up to the gardens, but then also we're harvesting and putting it on the stands. I think last summer it was like 6,000 pounds of beautiful, fresh food that just goes out for free. That one's kind of picked over, but Sam. Yeah. Great people. We haven't seen them in a year. Are they doing all right? Huh? Okay. They're neighbors, right? Yeah. They just live a couple doors from Rick. But look at all this beautiful food, and we're doing this once a week around town. That's the one at the Highlands Neighborhood Center. And then we also run a pizza program. Some of those concerts will make like 200 pizzas in a couple of hours, and they're all handcrafted. We make the dough at Sons of Norway, the Lunester Kitchen. We'll be at the first 2 August shows at the lake, and then we'll be at Squirrel Fest. So there's some happy volunteers. Could be you, or it was you actually. That is the program that I have, but we should take some questions, I guess. But I just really want to thank this group for listening and for participating. And while I have you, I do want to just say something. We have a PR problem right now. We've been telling our too positive of a story, and also maybe that we're at 20 gardens. We've reached a milestone, but we've had lots of funders say, well, it sounds like you guys are doing great. You don't need our funds this year. So we're gonna give it to somebody else that sounds like and we're actually having a really tough year financially, and we feel like we're entering into a tough season, because we've always been growing. And we were always saying, hey, we're building a new garden, and people are like, oh, I'll fund a new garden. But now that we're just doing all this stuff, a lot of grants kind of want you to do something extra, and we can't do anything extra. We're maxed. If you've come to see us, you know we're maxed out. So anyways, but like a Rotary Club did the same thing, and they said, yeah, that's our understanding. We thought you guys were doing great. We heard you got a grant, so we think you're fine. Anyways, you could just help in that way, just sort of, as you talk to people, just know we still need almost $600,000 a year to do what we do at 20 schools. So anyways, thanks for listening, and any questions?
Ian, I just have a question with your elementary students. Is that in the curriculum then? They go to a class with the gardens or is it a lunch break or recess?
It is, so there's what we do, which is we have a schedule where we show up to an elementary school and we coordinate with the teachers ahead of time, and we have slots, 30-minute slots. So we show up, we're there for 6 hours, and, classes come out for 30 minutes with their teacher, do some activities, and go back in. And then from there, we're also doing trainings for teachers so that they're more comfortable out there. And then they're coming out on their own to, how are our peas growing? Check on this thing. We know we can taste these things. So it's more teachers fitting it into what they're already doing. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you thinking
Hal.
about? What are you thinking about the future?
See what Hal's doing?
Yeah.
We're not doing this anymore. We're chewing what we bit off. That's our big plan for like 10 years. Yeah, it's a lot. There's like almost 300 fruit trees out there. If anybody has maintained fruit trees, there's like 250 grapevines out there, plus the programs, plus all the everything. We don't spray any chemicals, so we can't take the easy way out there. So really, we're just trying to make it sustainable. The thing about school gardens, as we've talked to a lot of other communities, everyone's really excited, and they do it, and the parents, and then those parents are done because their kids are done with 5th grade, and the teacher retires, and the principal transfers, and summer happens, and now the teachers have new curriculum this year, and the garden goes to hell, and the weeds are 4 feet tall, and then everyone does this, and then it gets bulldozed. Like every community has that story. And so the ones that are successful are the ones that have a community organization that's partnering with districts. So our big focus is sustainability. We don't want this to be like this really cool thing that happened in Longview for 15 years, and then remember that? We want it to be like this thing that, so that's our plan. Yeah. Yeah.
How many paid employees?
We have 6 full-time, and then we have 3 part-time that make up like another position. And then if we're lucky, if we have funds, we can hire seasonal folks. Yeah, and then we do have some youth interns through a couple programs right now during the summer.
So would you say that's where most of the 600,000 goes?
Yeah. And I don't know if you do the math with all that everything, but people are not paid very much. But yeah, that's basically it. We have enough shovels. We have to do insurance and some of that stuff, but we're very lean. And we leverage a lot of volunteers, but we kind of have to have those staff. And we actually just had someone leave, and we weren't able to refill that position, so we just actually shrunk. Yeah.
And that's spread over how many schools?
20. Yeah, so. Well, thank you both so much. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you. Thank you.
Ian, before you get too far away, it's yours. We'd like to present you with a Pioneer Lions mug.
You got 2.
You have a couple of those, yes.
Sturdy. They hold up. Thank you.
Okay. We have some announcements. Cheryl, do you want to start us off? Was that, I think it was just in the papers.
Okay, if you'll remember, when I was in the big chair. Oh, I'm sorry, President Carrie Ann. Oh, how quickly we forget. Yes, okay. And fellow Lions and our esteemed guests. Where'd he go? Okay. Oh, okay. I've got these readers on and I can only see about 6 inches in front of my head, so. Ian, we're glad you're still with us. Okay, you'll remember me wagging that in from time to time, my box of oddities. But I ended up with the year. I got kicked off the chair. But I still have a few oddities left. So today, I'm going to start bringing it with me most of the time. I've downgraded from a box to a bag, a small bag, because it doesn't seem to be a lot of sense to bring a very big box for just a few things left. So I see that we do have one person here who was not here for one reason or another. I didn't connect with that person during my year of presidency, but under the strike while the iron is hot theory, I'm going to do it today. So, got my script here. Lion Terry Smith recently told me that she's the owner of that beautiful 1928 Ford Model A that's sitting out the back parking lot today. If you haven't seen it, you need to take a look. I wanted her to have something fitting to go into it. So, Terry, here is a black leather Ford Motor Company vintage keyring to stow away in your purse or pocketbook or your evening bag or whatever to keep track of your special set of keys. You are so welcome. I will try to catch those of you that I haven't yet. Sometime during the year, I'll try to remember to, I'm probably going to bring this sucker with me most weeks because you never know when somebody's going to show up.
Well, believe it or not, that's all I have for announcements, but I'm sure there's more out there. Hey, Bob, how about the lake on Thursday? You need anybody, or? Oh, is that?
More worried about the fair.
Okay, so sign-ups for the fair, have those gone out? Okay, we'll come out shortly. So next week is the fair already. Can't hardly believe it's here already, but make sure you're signing up for the fair. We need if everybody helps a little bit, then it saves, the little bit helping a lot. So, Terry, you're up.
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, to help with the fair headaches and stuff we had. I told Bob this earlier, but I did get in contact with the Boy Scouts, and they said, yeah, sure. No, they're very happy to be doing it. They've been planning on it. So they should be there to help run the stairs for us and stuff, and hopefully some of their adults also.
Good, that'll be great. I have a giveaway today, and I'll tell you about that here really quick. On my phone. I was frantically trying to find it.
Giving away your phone?
Yes, it needs to be replaced. But, so I signed up for 4 theater tickets, which are this Friday, and I'm unable to go. So I'd like to give those away to you guys. It's a free performance, but it's Mr. Long Timber Baron. And it's at R.A. Long at the theater there inside the... Oh, there you go. I figured there would be a connection on there. So this Friday, it's at 7:30. 4 people. I've got 4 tickets. If you're interested in going, please let me know. Okay?
Are you fixing dinner first?
On her phone.
No.
On her phone.
Sure. As long as it's my option. Right, we could go visit the gardens. Oh, yep. Okay, so any other announcements? Anybody have anything? That's kind of a short day today. Marilyn?
President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, I just wanted to thank Ian again for coming and sharing today. I think that we started something here to help support that program. And I wanted to say thank you for that wonderful tea that you put on, inviting those who volunteered and those who attended. The food was absolutely awesome. I need a cooking class myself. Using all of the vitamins, the herbs and vegetables and all of that is amazing. So we can be really healthy, you guys.
Okay, we will move on to the ticket drawings. So I've got a blue ticket here. Get your tickets out. Blue ticket number is 93.
Yeah.
45.
Yeah.
4.
No.
1. Oh, look at this. It's Harper. Yay, Harper. Okay. While she's drawing, let's do the red ticket. I've got 760322. Okay, Darlene's got the red ticket.
Really fly.
Relay for life, you got it. 3 of diamonds, okay.
It lives on another day.
Another week.
Okay, Darlene, do you want to tell us who you picked
For the desserts?
for the desserts?
Yes. President Carrie Ann, fellow Lions and guests, the winners for today are Mike Parker and Carrie Ann.
Woo! 2 times in a row.
Thank you, Carrie Ann, for telling me you'd give me that.
Yes, Carrie Ann's won 2 weeks in a row.
I know. However, I don't think it's been a year prior to that. I've been on a very dry spell. Well, you guys, I think that's it, and we're early. So you have an extra 10 minutes to your day. Go enjoy the sunshine.